Good morning, Year 2. Are you ready to do some reading today? Let's find out what we're going to learn. Our question for today is, how do brilliant readers discuss and clarify the meaning of words? We're going to start with a warm-up by looking at the setting. We're going to read the story Knuffle Bunny, and then we're going to look at keywords from the text and work out what they mean. And we're going to end today by writing our own glossary and/or synonyms for words from the book. You are going to need a pencil, some paper, and your brain today. If you need to get these things together, put me on pause now. Let's begin our warm-up. Where do you think this place is? What do you think these buildings are used for? Do people live here or work here? Do you think this is a hot place or a cold place? Can you spot any clues? Do you think these buildings are in our country or a different country? Are they in a town or a city or in the countryside? Put me on pause and have a really good look at the photos. You may like to talk to someone at home about them too. Are you ready to find out where these photos were taken? You're right, it's in America. Now, these photos were taken from a big city called New York. And this is a type of housing that they have there. New York is a very busy, densely populated city. People live very close together in the certain areas. So people might live at the top of the building right the way down to the basement. Some people have big houses, some people live in flats. There's lots of variation, but this is one type of housing that you would find in New York. Let's have a look at the book today. Can you spot the title for me? Again, it's in capital letters, so we can find it quickly and easily. It's Knuffle Bunny. Can you see who the author is? Mo Williams, underneath in white. Have a look at this front cover. Can you guess what this book's going to be about? We can see on the screen there's a little toddler and she's holding the bunny. I think that's Knuffle Bunny, don't you? And she's with an adult. Who could that be? Maybe her daddy. They're patting her on the head, so I think it's someone she knows. And she looks super happy. But at the bottom of the page, it says a cautionary tale. Ooh, that's going to give us a bit of a warning, I think. That's a bit of a clue to what might happen in the story. Shall we find out what happens? Let's read it now. If you want to read it yourself, you can put me on mute. If you want to join in with me, that's lovely. Or if you just want to sit back and listen, that's fine too. This is the page inside the front cover. We can see there's a couple. And what's happening there? They're getting married, aren't they? And now they've had a baby. And then, hold on, that's that building again. They've moved into a new house. And we can see time must have passed by a little bit more now because that tiny baby has become a toddler. Let's start our story. Not so long ago, before she could even speak words, Trixie went on an errand with her daddy. Ooh, what's he got in his arms? Trixie and her daddy went down the block, through the park, past the school, and into the laundromat. Trixie helped her daddy put the washing into the machine. She was even allowed to put the money into the machine. Then they left. Can you spot anything? But on the way home, Trixie realised something. Trixie turned to her daddy and said, "That's right," replied her daddy. "We're going home." said Trixie again. Won't be happy. Snap. "No, please don't get fussy," said her daddy. Well, she had no choice. Trixie bawled. She went boneless. She did everything she could to show how unhappy she was. By the time they got home, her daddy was unhappy too. As soon as Trixie's mummy opened the door, she asked, "Where's Knuffle Bunny?" The whole family ran down the street and they ran through the park. They zoomed past the school and into the laundromat. Trixie's daddy looked for Knuffle Bunny and looked and looked and looked. But Knuffle Bunny was nowhere to be found. So Trixie's daddy decided to look harder until Knuffle Bunny! And those were the first words Trixie ever said. So we're going to have a look at some of those words from the story today. You may have noticed there were some unusual words that we don't normally use, like block, and some of the spellings may have been slightly different to ones that we're used to. And this is because in America, they spell some words differently to in the UK. The first word we're going to look at is the word errand. Can you spot it in the sentence? Yeah. Trixie went on an errand with her daddy. What do you think the word errand could mean? Have a think about what's happening in the picture and the way it's used in the sentence. So if she's going on an errand with her daddy, she's going somewhere, she's doing a job or a chore. And we can see in the picture that Dad has got a very big basket of washing. So we know that there's some different words that mean the same thing, and we can explain what errand means. Let's have a look at our next word, laundromat. Now this might be a new place to some of you. It's a place that I haven't been to for a very long time. And in England, we might call this place the laundrette. And people go here to wash their clothes if they don't have a washing machine in their house. All of the washing machines, as you can see from the picture, are all lined up. And you can put your washing inside, shut the door, pop some money in to pay for the electricity and the water and the using it. And then it will wash your clothes for you, just like you would do at home. So now we know what a laundromat is. A laundrette, a place where you can go and wash your clothes. And we could tell that from Dad carrying his big basket of clothes, couldn't we? The next word I would like you to work out what it means is bald. Can we find it in the sentence? The sentence says, "Now please don't get fussy," said her daddy. Well, wasn't in that sentence. Well, she had no choice. Trixie bawled. What could that mean? Pop me on pause whilst you have a think about it. Have you worked out what bawled means? We can see from the picture that she's got a huge speech bubble coming out of her mouth going, "Where?" So you're right, it means getting really upset. She screamed, she cried. She's very, very loud, isn't she? So that's a really lovely new word, isn't it? You may not use very frequently. Another interesting word in that sentence was boneless. Can you work out what the word boneless means? Can you spot it in the sentence? Yes, it's the last sentence. She went boneless. Look at the illustration to help you. If you need to pop me on pause for a moment, do so now. So the word boneless means going floppy. Doesn't mean her bones have disappeared, does it? But she goes all like jelly because she doesn't want to walk anymore. She wants to go back to the laundromat to get Knuffle Bunny back. You are doing some super detective work working out what these words mean, everybody. Now, this is a word you may already know. So I would like you to think of a different word that the author could have used instead of zoomed. In the sentence, it says, they zoomed past school. What word could they have used instead? Put me on pause whilst you discuss this or think about it. What words did you come up with? Can you tell me? I'm going to listen. Brilliant. What a selection of words you came up with, everybody. You could have used ran. You could have used rushed. Any words that mean they were moving quickly. Well done, everybody. We're going to move on to our 2 chili challenge now. And this is writing a glossary for words we've looked at today. Now, a glossary explains the meaning of words, and especially of words we might not know what they mean in a book. Quite often they're in bold in the text. So I have given you a list of words here: errand, laundromat, bald, boneless, and zoomed, the ones we've spoken about. And in your books today, I would like you to copy the words down and then write what they mean next to each word. I've given you an example here. So I wrote the word street, and we all know a street is a road with houses on one or both sides. I'd like you to pop me on pause now, so then you can copy the words down and write your meanings. How did you get on, everybody? I'm sure you've done a brilliant job, and I know your teachers would like to see it. We're going to move on to the free chili challenge now. You can see on the board, I've got some words in pink and some words in orange. Now, we're going to play a game of pairs to start with, but you'll notice the words don't exactly match up. This is because these are synonyms, and this is a word that means exactly or nearly the same as another word. So I'm going to use my finger on the screen to read the first word, errand. I'm going to read down the list on the other side, and I can trace a line from errand to a word that means the same or almost the same. So does errand mean the same as cried? No. Does errand mean the same as rushed? No. Does errand mean the same as a chore? Oh, it does, yes, because they were running an errand. They could have done a chore. So on the screen, just using my finger, I'm not going to write them down. I'm going to draw a line between, and I know that's a match. Then I can move on to the next one. I would like you to work out the synonym of unhappy, bald, boneless, and zoomed now. Put me on pause so you can try and match up the words. Did you find them all, everybody? Well done. For your last free chili challenge today, I would like you to write your own synonyms for the words we've looked at today. So again, in your book, copy out the list of words. And I would like you to see if you can think of at least 3 synonyms for each word. So if I was doing errand, we know we've already said chore, but I could also use job. And maybe you can find another one as well. So have fun thinking of different words that mean the same as the ones on the screen or very similar, and write them in your book. Again, I know your teachers would love to see your work. Put me on pause now so you can do that. Well done to everyone who did that job. Next time, we're going to be answering questions on the story and using inference. See you in our next session, everybody. Bye.